Hey guys, I'm finally back after 2 weeks. Sorry about last week, but Gareth Hasper TV and Eugene, of course. Eugene, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing well, doing well. Hope everybody's well. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and of course, wherever you're out the world, right, joining us from Hasper TV, and of course, we're streaming live through my channel too. So let's see what we can get done today, right? So, what's the what? Is it still as boring as ever, or is it getting exciting again? You know, after the
Well,
kudos fever, yeah,
well, kudos is done, obviously.
yeah.
What do you think of it all? The kudos. Obviously, he said that phrase, "I only wanted Tottenham."
Oh no, guys! Remember, people were saying that we were 17 and nobody wanted to join us, and suddenly, all of a sudden, Morgan Gibbs White wants to join us. Only got eyes for Tottenham, right? And Kudos only wants Spurs, right? Who are the other players out there who just want Spurs at the moment, right? I heard Wisa wants Spurs too, right? Because he wants to join up with
I have
Thomas
him on the
Frank.
list. So, yeah,
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 yeah. But do you
yeah.
think that part of the reason is because we're willing to pay more money now? Like, if Levy's not involved in transfers, do you think part of the reason maybe that they're joining is because before
And
we
of
were
course
sitting
now we
negotiating? Yeah.
Yeah, and of course now that we've got this rumor that Levy is not involved in any of the transfers, right? And
Mm.
we are willing to pay 60 million upfront for Morgan Gibbs White. Excuse me, we've never done that in our whole entire history, right? Without Levy negotiating, right, and adding some extras in there, right? And remember, guys, when we were negotiating the Kudos deal, right? The add-ons was something like winning the Premier League and winning the Champions League, right? So West Ham was going, what the fuck are you talking about?
But do you think he's do you think he's stepped away from the football? Because initially, obviously, we signed Tell, we signed the Japanese dude, Takai. Then we negotiated for Kudus. Like, we didn't really go straight away and just, pay the money that they wanted, which was 60 million, 65 million? I can't remember, something like that. And then this Gibbs
Yeah.
White thing happened. Do you think that it only happened recently that Levy stepped away from it, if that makes sense? Because the Kudus deal was Levy. People claim that, the negotiation was. With Gibbs White, we went and just activated the release clause, supposedly.
That's the thing, right? Being a Spurs fan for so long, right? It's not to say that I'm going to be a pessimist or an optimist on this, right? I'm just going to be a realist, right? A lot of us have been drawn into this sort of delusion that we're going to sign all these players and all these good players and all that within that few days, and we're willing to splash out 60 million upfront to buy Morgan Gibbs White. Like I said, we've never ever done this before, paying everything upfront, right? And the question has always been that is Levy still involved? And the truth, we don't know, correct? We don't really know what's happening, right? With all the change of the directors and the board and all that. So even if he is, it might be good for us, it might not, because to tell the truth, right? We still need the money to buy the players, right? To be honest, the Kudos deal is 55 million plus add-ons, if I'm not mistaken, right? And that 55 million is supposed to be paid up in a 3-year period, but we've signed him for 5. So let's see how far we can go on that. And the other part is that what are the add-ons and the clauses and all that. So the only thing is that being a football fan nowadays, right, we overanalyze things, right? Apart from just trying to analyze our players, whether he will fit in the team, whether what position he plays and all that. Nowadays, we just want to be accountants and financiers too, right? Trying to understand what's being spent and all that. To me, is that I should say, what the fuck should I care about how much is being spent? Just get the player in, and then we put him in the spot where Frank has to do what he's going to do. And at this time in the moment, Kudos, I think, should be a good sign. It looks like we still have to sit back and see what happens this coming Saturday, right? Because earlier I was talking, in the back room, we are talking about
Reading.
the Reading game, right? So maybe from the Reading game, we'll see what is happening, really much what is going to be happening, because we've been seeing the players coming back for the preseason training and all that. There are certain players we haven't actually got a glimpse of yet. I didn't see Sonny, but I've not seen any of Sonny, so I'm not sure where he is, whether he's still back in South Korea, right? Or maybe he will just join us straight from South Korea. But I don't think that should be the logical way of training, right? Because if there's a new manager in or new coach come in, Sonny should be joining up with the boys at a Hotspur way, right? Trying to understand things. So unless it could be Sonny's last hurrah with us after the friendlies, he'll be sold for all I know, right? And I won't be sad about it because I'll be happy because Sonny will be a legend for this club because he persevered and he stuck around and he's got this. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Woohoo! Look at that! Ooh, isn't that beautiful?
But don't you think it's a good thing that he leaves now because he leaves on a high, I guess, with a trophy?
To tell the truth, if he leaves now, because it's a good thing, Harry, right? It's on a high. He'll maintain his legend status, and maybe hopefully he'll get us some pounds in, right? Get us some funds in to boost up our player, our squad, right? We got so much deadwood that we've been collecting after the Poch era from Jose to Nuno to Conte, right? We have to start, I call. Letting
Shipping
the
them
blood
out.
out. Yeah, letting
Yeah.
the blood out and bringing in new blood and see how that goes. But the thing is that Spurs, we have been doing a lot of work with the new blood by buying all these youngsters coming up for the future, players like Bergvall and Archie Gray, and of course now the new addition is Kota Takai. And don't forget, right, we still got another Korean young star coming. Hopefully he'll turn into a young Korean star called Yang. Yang. What I can't remember his name. Yang.
Young Min
Yang.
Ho. Young Min Ho. Young Min
Min
Ho.
Ho, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah. So now, as I can see it, let's see what happens tomorrow, right? And let's see whether any of the new signings get a run up. And of course, a lot of the Spurs fans will take Danso and Matisse Tell as a new signing. And for how I feel about Matisse Tell, right? I feel he's a Timo Werner number 2.0, right? But the only positive about Matisse Tell is that he's still young, right? He's 19, 20 years old. He's got a lot of time to develop. And hopefully with Frank there, maybe he will develop into a better player than we thought he is, right? Because he could be a better player, right? Young, just long he gets the goals and do the things that we want to see him do, right? So I know exciting players for Spurs is like kudos, right? We not have a player that actually knows how to take on a player and get past a player for a very long time. Let's hope he comes to Spurs and he'll still be able to do the things that he used to do, right? A lot of players come to Spurs and they lose themselves, right? And they turn out to be other type of players, right? That's the weird part. Of course, a lot of them are played out of their best positions, right? Because we saw that last season, right? Whilst having Archie Gray there, but I keep telling everybody last season Archie Gray was brought in, right, just to cover that defensive hole that we have there, right? So he will never he didn't have much of a chance to play in midfield. Of course, a lot of us were hoping that he will become a holding midfielder, number 6 and all that.
Generational.
Oh yeah. Every player that comes into Spurs is generational, right? That's how we do our fan bases, right? So they won't even give him time to settle in and all that, and expectations are so high, right? So as I see it now, for this moment in time, sit back, enjoy the train ride, right? So, and we'll see what happens. And I've been seeing a lot of shows too, right? Not only on Spurs shows, on other shows for other clubs and all that. Somehow or another, this transfer window has been a bit weird because it opened early because of the Club World Cup, and then it had to stop and then reopen again. It looks like we're having a pure 2 months, 2.5 months kind of transfer window scenario, right? Because this transfer window goes all the way to the end into September. So I don't know. Morgan Gibbs White might come in the last minute before the window closes. This transfer window closes. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But looking at the players that we've signed, can't tell much about Takai. He's new. Whether he'll get a chance, whether he'll go out on loan. We've got players coming back. Oh, and the best part is when I was watching the preseason training and all that, I was going, "Whoa, who's that? Oh, it's part of the Beatles. Brian Hill is back." Yeah, even Brian Hill is back. Ellie, yeah. I think it's that.
But yeah, let's talk about Morgan Gibbs White because, like you, I've been watching a lot of shows about it. I have to admit, I'm quite confused on the situation. But I think personally, my personal opinion, before you say anything, I think Marinakis, bear in mind I'm Greek myself, apart from the fact he's stubborn, because the Greeks are very stubborn, I think it's a whole, because they sold Elanga for 55 million, he doesn't want to be seen as a weak to let go of Gibbs White straight away. Like, it might weaken the position of the club in the sense, and his position as well, like as how he feels about letting go of two of his best players, basically. So I think it's that. I don't think it's a money thing as much. I think it's more an ego thing with this whole scenario. Because Gibbs White would be a Spurs player otherwise. Do you think, based on what I just said, do you think if they sold Gibbs White, they haven't sold him, but say if we moved for Gibbs White before they sold Elanga, do you think it would be a different story? Yeah.
Well, God. Sorry, you man. Yeah, man just woke up in it, bro. I woke up like a superhuman. It's too hot, bro. I'm naked, bro. Yeah. It's so hot in this place.
You're naked again?
Yeah, bro, listen, I don't have no pants, nothing, man. If I could take my skin off, I would. I'll be a skeleton right now, bro. It's so hot. It's so hot, bro. TJ, you know what? Look,
TJ, I'm gonna say this, TJ. Welcome to Malaysia. Yeah.
Bro, respectfully, I love Malaysia. I love it, but fuck that, bro. Them countries right there, I could never go because of the heat, bro. You know, it don't align with my body, my BMS, my body fat, bro. It's like I'm packing on a heater, bro. I'm telling you, all the skinny people, like I'm walking outside without a top, bro. Bro, I'm a confident brother. I got no top, got my belly hanging out, bro. Fuck the heat. But sorry, my language, but the heat is crazy, bro. Heat is crazy. How you guys been though? You been alright? Sorry about that. Sorry to crash your stream like that. I know you were talking about something before I started talking.
We're all doing well, right? I mean, yeah, the heat is. I don't know. I think this is one of the hottest times that the United Kingdom is having, right? And of course, you guys have not have this type of weather before. You get used to it, right? So the only thing is that nowadays, I think apart from just getting heaters for winter, you guys have to get ACs for summer, right? So yeah, just to get ready.
The problem that I face in it, I have two powerful fans, and I spent like £200 each on them, and all it's doing is blowing hot air around the same room.
Was it a fan?
Yeah, but I spent £200 on it, and all it's doing is blowing hot air from one side of the room to the other side of the room. I spent £400, 4 bills on good quality fan. I think it's Dyson. This one or something like that, yeah, bro. Yeah, man. And it's just blowing hot air from one side to the other. I've got the doors open. I've got the windows open. I live in a flat in it, so you can open your windows. Okay, cool. You see how you open your windows like backwards, like so you pull it out.
Yeah.
But I can open it like it opens fully, like a door. There's like 2 settings on my handles. All my windows are open like that, bro. I was even considered jumping just to feel the breeze, bro. Literally, I was looking down, I was like, bro, that breeze from the height to there, bro, that would be sick. But yeah, man, what are you telling me though? You good?
So my parents have this. Is it Dyson still? It's like the grey one, and that's a good one.
I have that. It's circle.
Is that the one you bought?
Circle in the middle. Yeah, it's circle in the middle, right? There's like there's a circle in the middle where you can put your hand through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I have. I have 2 of them. I have spent £400 on them.
Anyways,
bro, and it's too hot, man. It's too hot. But you know what, isn't it? Because I'm in a flat, the heat just absorbs itself. Like there's so many flats near me, it just absorbs it. I'm in a furnace. It's different
No, the thing is, if you're in a city, right, that's what we encounter. If you live in a city where there are a lot of tall buildings, a lot of concrete around, right, when the heat comes in, the structure actually absorbs the radiation, right? So it it turns into a some kind of a heater kind of scenario for you guys.
But
That's
it
why
is.
you need more plants around. That's the only thing.
No. You're right. You're so right. You know why? Because it's hot in my house and outside. I go outside, like I go downstairs and I walk on the street. It's nice and breezy. While I'm in here, bro, it's volcano reaction. And as I bet you're gonna be like, no, it's not that hot today. There's a nice bit of breeze. Trust me, in this house, bro, I'm sweating, bro. I'm losing a kilo every single minute. Even me talking
It's
is
because the
making me
heat,
lose
because the
weight.
heat rises. That's why. Anyway, let's get on with football because everyone's complaining in chat. TJ, bro, what's your thoughts on Gibbs White and the situation?
I think he signed already, my brother.
You think you signed
No,
already?
no, guys. Okay, we have to sit down and look at this about the Morgan Gibbs White scenario. Even if he has signed, right? I don't understand this. When I got that first message right after the kudos thing, and then everybody went crazy. Oh my God, we've done a deal straight away. Here we go, right? The documents have been signed and they've been passed over. We're just ironing out, waiting for his medical and all that. Bro, it's already 2 weeks. Where is he? So there must be something wrong somewhere in
No.
this.
You know what it is, innit? But you know what it is. I think we've signed him already. I think he's already a Tottenham player. You know, obviously Nottingham Forest owner is a bit hurt in it because
No,
something
but
along the line. Let's put it like this: the reason why they are complaining is because someone in their camp. It can't be Tottenham's camp because look, put it like this: innit? Look, say you have a release clause, yeah. You're gonna talk to your agent. Look, I'll give you this good example. My brother plays for Watford. I'll give you a very, very good example. When other teams are scouting him, scouts come to my brother's, I would say his agent, innit? Because I'm not his agent. It's someone that deals with all his contract talks and all of this for Watford, innit? But they go to him first and they say, "Look, we have a trial for you at this place because he's in the youth setup. He signed his youth contract, but it's like, sorry, someone messaged me. Oh no. Sorry, my bad. Well, yeah,
okay, let me re-clarify this, right? Whatever you
go
do
for
in
it.
the youth and all that is another thing. Now we're talking Premier League level, professional level.
Still,
Based on the rules
still,
of the Premier League level
no,
and professional level, right?
it doesn't matter.
Before you can go and talk to a player or an agent, you
You don't
must
have to.
get
No.
you have
That's wrong.
yes.
That's wrong. You know
That's
why?
why
Because
it's coming
most
out. No,
signings,
I'm saying that's the rule. But I don't care about that bullshit and all that, TJ. What I'm saying is like this now. If you have a release clause in your contract, TJ, right?
mhm,
How can release clause be confidential?
it can't be.
That is my problem now. How
Unless
can
unless they have agreed with the club that what is it called? Gibbs White's agent has agreed with the club that we will keep this secret as a friendly agreement. So you see, like for
there's
example,
no
Kane, for example,
TJ. There
they
is no such thing as a friendly agreement, right? All this
100%. This is
gentleman
why
agreement is bullshit. That is why. I'm not saying it's Spurs' fault. It's not Spurs' fault at all. You get what I'm
it can't
saying?
be.
It's not Spurs' fault. Somehow or another, the owner is trying to make it look like it's Spurs' fault. But I don't care about anything because what I see now is right. It's being delayed. You get what I'm saying?
He's a top.
Right?
Can I be honest with you? I'm gonna word it like this. He's a Tottenham player, regardless of how long it takes. So
Yeah. That's why
he's
I know
go for it.
TJ. He could be a Tottenham player regardless how long it takes. And if it really goes to court, right? Morgan Gibbs White will end up being a Tottenham player in 2030. Right? So Morgan Gibbs White, at this moment in time, right, he is not going to risk his football career waiting for Spurs. You get what I'm saying? Whatever happens, if there's a delay and this deal can't go through and it falls through, right? Gibbs White will still be a Forest player until he is actually a Spurs player.
No,
You
see,
understand?
this is also another thing in it. This is where I find it a bit nonsense in it. Because if you have a release clause in your contract, and look, I wouldn't say I know a lot about contracts, right? However, I use my brother as a very good
Yeah.
example, and I use a lot of signings, like Premier League signings that I've seen. The first initial contact is due to the agent. Clubs are trying to do like this is not called tapping a player. No, they want to know if the player would be interested. If the player would be interested to come. Okay, put it like this: if Tottenham just put £100 million or £200 million on Messi, for example, or Neymar, or whoever you want to
Yeah.
put in that
Yeah.
category, right? It'd be stupid to put all that money on just that one player and then find out in a week's or two time that he doesn't want to come, right?
No, yeah,
So
that is what you call. You see, there's no official bid. Yes, yes, you know. What I'm saying is
100.
that what I'm saying, and the other part is right. I was telling Harry, when have you ever seen right Spurs right pay everything up front?
It's true.
We
But
never
see,
seen
we've
Spurs
got
pay everything up front. So the
obviously
problem now is
we've got this in what is it called? What do you call it? There's a
okay.
word. Investment. No,
All this. Okay, hold on. Then now after that, when Morgan Gibbs White deal broke, right? Then the next news that broke that we're getting Saudi investment coming in £300 million, and then we're getting the stadium naming rights coming in, and most probably it'll be on the Saudi side and all that. But what I'm saying, don't you see it's all so convenient, one by one, how the news comes out, and like what David Clark is saying is true, right? It all could be a PR stunt. For all we know, right? Because the Spurs fans are so engrossed with this Gibbs White thing, right? We're so focused on it. We just want it to happen. We keep forgetting what about the rest of the window. We ain't going to be just sitting down here doing nothing, right?
it could.
And
You know what? That's a fair point. That's a fair point. It could be a PR stunt. However, I'm confident that 99.9% of my confidency. And look, I'll come back on here if it doesn't happen. And I'll say, look, clearly I was wrong. But I'm confident that Gibbs White is over the line. I feel like right now we're focusing on selling players. In my opinion, we're looking for because most of the news that I've been seeing, yeah,
we will have to talk about the selling players part, right?
yeah.
Okay. At
Most
the
of the
moment
news that
now,
I've been, oh, go for it, bro. Sorry, go for it. Sorry.
all the part is that whatever happens now with Gibbs White, right? You are 99.99% sure that's going to go through, right? And I don't care, to tell the truth, right? If he goes through, he goes through. He doesn't, we're back in wherever we are. But the only thing is that we must find more players that we must be linked to and try to get them across the line, right? And whilst you're saying that, we're talking about we need to offload Solomon, Regular,
100%, 100%. Yeah,
Regulon's gone. Regulon's gone anyway. But yeah,
Oregon is
Solomon,
gone. We
Bissouma.
got Hill. I'm not even talking about Bissouma and the rest. Yeah, I'm talking about the really fringe guys that we were supposed to let go
Brian
of them a
Hill.
few seasons
You're
ago,
right, Brian Hill.
right? Brian Hill, Solomon, Regulon, right? And how are we going to put ourselves in that kind of scenario whilst in the beginning of the transfer window, we already been told that we had to sell to buy. We don't have enough cash. We go out and splurge on Kudos 55, but we know it's a 3-year deal, a three-year installment kind of thing, 3 times, right? We have to pay, right? And then now all of a sudden we have this investment coming in, plus stadium naming rights coming in, right? And all of a sudden we are linked to Morgan Gibbs White, and we're going to splurge 60 million upfront for him, which, like, I'm a Spurs fan sitting down here, I'm going, yeah, we've never ever done that before. Why are we doing it now? Big up money.
yeah. But you know what as well. Sorry, let me just mention something, innit? So I think right now, if anything, we're obviously looking to offload players because I saw something earlier that Basuma was linked to Fenerbahce, but he's obviously said he's blocked it. He doesn't want to go technically, innit? So it's the last leave is we've got players like Richarlison that have been linked to many clubs and all of this, right? And this is my opinion. Go for it.
TJ, I saw Richarlison being linked to Palmeiras for £55 million. I was going, what?
Yeah.
Where the hell is the Brazilian club, right? Going to come up with 55 million pounds to buy.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But my honest opinion, we've never reacted like this. Like I said, if I'm right with what I'm saying, Gibbs White is a Tottenham player, regardless of what all of this happened. We have splashed. We brought in 2 players. Put it like this, yeah. We brought in 2 players. Now I feel like Daniel Levy is looking on selling. We have to sell because remember our squad is too big. Even if you think about it, the squad is too big, and we have to sell to replace. Right now, we have to sell to replace. Because think about it. Look, you want a big squad, but you want a quality squad. So players like Richarlison needs to get upgraded. Players like as much as you might be hurt by this, players like either Basuma or Bentancur or even Papa Sarr might have to be on the pecking block. Because look, the rumors have it that we are looking at players like Walton. You know, we have to sell. You spoke about Brian Hill. You spoke about Mono Solomon. We have to realistically right now. We're not bringing no one else in until we sell players because our squad is too big.
DJ, to tell the truth,
Do you
right?
think there's a problem with Gibbs White because of not problem with him, but as in because obviously personally I see Gibbs White as a number 10. I know he can play number 8 or on the wing, but do you think it poses a problem from Maddison and Kulusevski then?
No, you know why? Because look, okay, cool. This is another. See, you have to tackle conversations in steps. The reason why we're going for players like Kudos and Gibbs White is because Frank likes transitional players that can move in different positions. I watched the tactical analysis on Frank's system because I have to get with the program. You already know my opinion. Yeah. I already made my opinion about Frank. Yeah. I don't have to carry on saying my opinion. I make opinion and I move from it. Now I'm supporting Frank. Frank likes to play transitional football in terms of his players can play different formations at different times. Why Gibbs White is such a I'm gonna say it, a game-changing signing because he can play in the 8, he can play in attacking midfielder. Right now we've got Kulusevski out until January, for example. So he could do a job on the right. He could do a job. So these type of players are very important for Tottenham. Look, even Kudos, for example. Kudos, obviously, he wants to play in his main position, which is, I think that's what he was saying, on the right or in the centre. But he can also play on the left. He can also play on the right. And apparently, before West Ham signed him, he played in strike a couple of times. You know, these are all factual. Look at Johnson, for example. Johnson plays on the right. He can also play in strike. We're building a transitional team, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You've got players like the young players. Look at Frank wanted Archie Gray. I'm not saying this player is going to change it for us, but Frank wanted Archie Gray for a very long time while he was at Brentford.
Yeah.
The reason being,
and he wanted Johnson as well.
The reason being, Archie Gray is a very good transitional player. He can play in the defense. He can play in the right back. And now he's trying to develop his game in CDM. These transitional players are going to help Frank. Now, for me, if you look at who we're selling. We're selling very one-dimensional players. Players that can only be in one position. Look, for example, Basuma. As much as you want to say he can play in the 8 or he can, when you're playing a 2 pivot, you want a better defending CDM. He lacks that, right? He's not a fully deep. We don't have a Hoiberg. We don't have a like for like. You don't have a destroyer, someone that can just sit in the pocket and defend and protect the defense. We don't have that. So players like Basuma are on the chopping block. I'm sorry, players like even Bentancur, even Papa Sarr. I think Maddison will do well with Frank, but you see when you bring more players in, I know that this could cause players to if you let's just say you've been playing first team for a very long time and now you drop to rotational. Maybe it can shuffle the heads inside the camp as well. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but my point is this: I could see in the next year or two Madison wanting to go as well. But that's
Manny will talk in a minute, but yeah. Okay.
yeah. So basically, that's why I believe we're going for players like Kudos, Gibbs White, even Walton, for example. Walton can play the centre back. He's actually
I
played
think you
centre
made a
back.
good point, mainly because also Frank likes to change the system. Like, he doesn't play the same way.
Look,
Frank is an
Yeah.
adaptive kind of manager, right?
100%.
In a sense, when he see things are not right, he'll make changes and all that. He wants his players to be able to be transformative instead of playing one position. But he will still need them to play at their prime favorite position. If not, he has to use them a bit off. It's okay. And whilst you're saying yes, Kudus can play on the left, but that's not his favorite position, because I did a show about 2 weeks ago with a West Ham fan, and he was played on the left predominantly by Lopetegui, right? He wasn't happy. There was a big bust up in the dressing room because of all that. He didn't like playing on the left. So what I'm saying now is that for Spurs now, our quality for being in the Champions League, we look very iffy. That's why we need to build with more quality. Players like Kudos and Gibbs White, if Gibbs White does come in, it's a good addition for our midfield, because last 2 seasons we saw our midfield being cut through like butter, right? No one is strong enough to hold the ball. No one is clever enough to do that through pass, that cutting through pass to the forward players and all that, right? But what I'm saying now is that we've got a bunch of players, right, that we have to get rid of. I'm not even saying the Bisumas and all that. We're talking about the Solomons, the Hills, the leftover players from the two or three past managers that we had to get rid of. And then we've got this whole bunch of youngsters, right, that have been coming out of the squad that we've been seeing last season because of the injuries they've been having, right? Are we going to give them a chance? You guys, unless we're saying now, right? And we're not even talk about the left side, which is Sonny. You get what I'm saying? Which is Sonny. And
you've got Son, right? Odebert, Tell,
and more.
That left side's full, man.
Tell and more, right? On the
that's why I'm saying we have to sell. No, that's why I'm saying we have to sell, and you can even prove it when we sold Donnelly, and I'm really disappointed with that. When we sold Donnelly, because the rumors are Donnelly is going to Luton, right? Yeah. I'm so disappointed that we're letting him go, but I understand that we have to let him go, because none of the goalkeepers above
Josh
him
Keeley wants to leave.
Sorry?
Josh Keeley wants to leave.
Keeley. Yeah.
Because he knows that he'll never have a chance to play, get to the first team. So
you see my point. So I'm so disappointed that we are so stacked. This is why right now fans have to be realistic. We've signed 2 players. We've shown our assertiveness. Okay, cool. Gibbs White has been delayed or whatever, That's out of our control, personally. Put it like that. They put down what we've been saying to Tottenham to do, put down the money, and boom, sign the player. Kudos, and obviously Gibbs White was that, and obviously this manager's butthurt about it, right? But realistically, now we have to focus on selling, because we can't add any more additions as much as we want to if we don't get rid of some of them players. It's too big of a squad. It's too big of a squad that is okay. Do you get where I'm coming from? There's certain players that need to go for us to upgrade. That's what I'm trying to say. So for me, don't be surprised if there's no signing news for the next how long is the window open for?
Until and I think beginning of September or something like that, right?
Cool. Don't expect next week or the week after us to be signing players, because for me, you're going to see a lot of people exit.
Yeah, TJ, that means don't expect, right, Morgan Gibbs White's deal to be done anytime soon.
No, I believe Morgan Gibbs White's deal is already done. No, in my opinion.
But he might not be he might not even be with us until end of the transfer window.
No, I don't believe that. I believe the rumors that they've been saying about Morgan Gibbs White is they're gonna make a decision by the end of this week. Latest, even Morgan Gibbs White time has come out and said he wants to know his future by Monday, which for me that's very good because we will know if Morgan Gibbs White is not coming if he turns up to their preseason because they're flying out on Monday. You
Yeah.
see my point? So this is another thing as well. This is another thing where I'm kind of clear that I feel you might as well just start buying the Morgan Gibbs White t-shirts if you really want to spend your money, right? Because I generally believe he's a signing that is at Tottenham. It'll be very disappointing if we can't get it over the line. However, a bit of me is like, there's other players on the market that can do his role as well and
Same job.
improve on Morgan's good right.
And in that, it's not to say it's going to be disappointing or anything if Gibbs White doesn't turn up as a Spurs player, right? It's not to say we've never seen that before, right? We've seen us not get players in the end of the day. Yeah, so I won't going to be disappointed if Gibbs White doesn't come. If he comes, I'll be happy. If he doesn't turn up, he doesn't turn up, right? But the only thing is that my focus now is that maybe we should look elsewhere and start preparing. That's all, right? Whether we're going to be linked to Paulinia, whether we're going to be linked to who else?
Believer, you know what? I'm surprised we haven't gone for Believer. You know what?
We
Believer.
were linked with a Brighton player, but they didn't specify who it was. People just
because for me, look, as much as Wharton, I think Wharton fits the English culture. Right? That's why we're going for Wharton in it, in my opinion. But not just that. Believer, honestly, phenomenal player. He's 21 and he looks like he's gonna be top tier. He does that pivot role really good.
Then you see, like players like Wharton, right? Then it comes down to the price, right? For Wharton, are you telling us that we're going to pay up to 80 million pounds for him?
But but in today's market, he is 80 million.
No, but I know he's 80 million. Are we going to pay 80 million pounds for him?
Clearly, in this new structure, we're willing to pay what they're saying, right? Except for, look, obviously Gibbs White was 60 million release cost, so we paid 60 million. But I personally think Wharton, if you compare the players around him and compare how many look, if you look at this, if Mbemo is going for 60 million and if Gibbs White is around 60 to 70 million, that's what they're pricing him at. And then you've got players like Kudos going for like 55. Players like what's that guy's name that went to Arsenal? Madueke going for 65 or something like that.
55.
Wharton is definitely around the 70 to 90 million mark. Wharton's more important to Crystal Palace than most of the players that have just left. Okay, Gibbs White as well is important to Nottingham Forest, but my point is this: Wharton's his valuation at, if it is what they say, 70 million, right? I think 70 million is a standard, but a good price to buy him at. They're not over evaluating him. If they said he's worth 100 million above, that's when I'll be like, nah, it's not worth it. Like, for example, Believer will the value that they're saying, I think they're saying around 65 to 80 million. I think it's a no-brainer to either go for Believer or Wharton. But I feel like Wharton will be more because of the English tax as well. So that's another issue that we have to put. That English tax adds another 10 to 20 million on the actual player.
Yeah, I understand. But the thing is that now we're looking at how many midfield players are we going to buy now, right? You're talking about Gibbs White, Wharton, and all that, right? Then that means that most probably you're going to get rid of Benny or Bissouma or both of them.
We need to. Right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The only way we're going to sign new players, especially in the positions of midfield and strike. I'm talking about them two positions, right? We have to sell. Right now, don't expect no signings in the midfield and the striker. Maybe we might get another centre back, or we might get another right back, left. You know what I'm saying? But I doubt we're going to be buying any players anytime soon. Unless players leave the door, this is going to be our squad. If we can't offload these players, we're kind of stuck. we've shot ourselves in the foot with having so many players.
No, but no, TJ. How many times have we seen ourselves shooting ourselves in the foot? It's not the first time, right? We've been through it before. You get what I'm saying? But now, at this moment in time, with the players that we're getting in, we need to improve the quality. That's all we know, that, right? And the quality that we have as a striker it's shitty. You guys know. Are you telling me that Solanke, Matisse Tell, or are we going to make Kudos or Brenda our strike options? You get what I'm saying, right? And whilst other teams are going for players in the number 9 appeals out and out striker like Jokeres, right? There's this German wonder kid under 21, Walt Mader or something, right?
Is that the one that Liverpool are looking at? That one.
Liverpool is looking at the TK, right? Hugo at the TK, where, to tell the truth, right? In the the Frankfurt game, right?
Yeah,
he was
really
Frankfurt.
good. Yeah,
he looked good, but in the end, we still won, right? And at home in Frankfurt, and he missed chances too because they are young, right? So we are not going for players like an Isaac or anything like that. You get
what I'm saying? Isaac not going to come to Tottenham though, is he? Really? Is he?
No, but we wouldn't be going for them type of players either way, because you know what? This is what goes back down to why I'm disappointed that we didn't improve on Ange Postecoglou. We went backwards, in my opinion. It goes back down to this because Frank won't be working with a budget where we're signing the best stars in the game. He doesn't mind working with the young players. We're basically adopting the Brighton and the Brentford models of this world, because technically what you're seeing right now, we're buying.
TJ, we're coming back to square one again, right? We started in the early 2000s again.
Yeah. And look, see, this is my point. This is why, as I'm ultimately disappointed, we didn't go for a manager like Glasner, a manager like Inzaghi. Before all these Champions League finals, by the way, before this, I was saying if we're going to sack Ange, get Inzaghi, get a manager with proven quality, because then he would work with proven players. We're going down this step of developing, hoping, and all of this. This is why personally I was against this Frank move personally. But enough said. I'm backing. I'm backing it. As you see, I've changed my way of speaking because I was really disappointed, and I don't want to carry on saying the same things, because then you could just take one show and just plant it with the same stuff. Yeah.
We all know about that. We don't want to go back to the same argument, right? Why did we sack Ange and go to Frank again? We're going back into rebuild again, right? It's like our 25th rebuild after 25 years with Edic. Nothing changes, right? And we are still going back on that same train again. Nothing has changed, right? We are not buying players of the top quality to bring us the challenge for the Premier League or the Champions League title, right? We're going back into this rebuild. What is your expectations for Frank's next season? The expectations for Frank's next season is so simple. Just as long as you don't end up in 17th.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you.
Right. But are we going to challenge for the top 4? Are we going to be challenging for the top 5? Are we going to be challenging for Europe? That's another question, right? And the thing is that, of course, I don't expect Frank to get us a trophy in his first season. If he does, it'll be wonderful. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that if he does develop and show us some progress, right, the football is much better. And we don't go through screaming and shouting when we're doing watch-alongs, how stupid we look, why we're doing this so dumb, and all that shit, right? But the thing is that after last season, the trophy that we've won, right, has brought a lot of expectations from the fans onto the club.
Yeah,
this is why we're seeing this movement being different now, right?
That's why as well. Initially, I'm giving Frank 2 years. If he doesn't better or do like for like that Ange has done, it's fair for me to judge it like this. If he doesn't win a trophy,
hop on E, you got the link, right?
Yeah. If he doesn't win a trophy, for me personally, we have gone backwards. That's how I see it, and I'm going to give him a 2-year buffer period.
That's true, right, Frank? I'm not going to have any expectations of him winning anything next season. Simple as that.
No. I'm not saying next season. I'm just saying in them 2 years, whether it's the first season Whether it's the second season, realistically, it's going to be the second season, right? If I was to make a judgment. But
Yeah.
if he doesn't do anything that is better than his previous manager, because our previous manager managed to do, I would ask the fans, we've just sacked a manager that was more successful in them 2 years than this manager. Aren't we going backwards? Because remember, the levels, you judge it based on your previous manager.
Okay, then a lot of fans will say that, look at our league position, right? Our league position was much better. So that's what I'm saying. What do you want, right? You want league position, or do you want a trophy?
Or do you want trophies? Exactly.
I want a trophy. I want a trophy. I've been saying the whole time the last season, right? I don't give a shit. I'm the
get relegated. Yeah,
even if you get relegated,
bro.
I'll be happy.
I agree with you, man. No, I agree with you. You know, you're one of the most realistic fans out there, and I'll be so honest with you. You said it straight, and I was saying this 2-3 years ago, man. I don't care. Like the argument I had was, I don't care where we finish in the league, just win a trophy, just win a trophy. And
look, I've done it, right? We were so hungry for it. You know,
we were.
Of course, we want both, right, Elijah? We want both, right? Right, but things that we've never actually had a manager who could do both for us, get us a trophy and get us top 4, right? We've never seen that in my lifetime. I've not seen that. Spurs have never ever done that, I think, in their history, right? So all I can say is that now we've got Frank. All we're going to do is sit back, observe, and especially with tomorrow coming up, let's see what he can make our players do, right? Even in the friendly, hopefully we get an inkling of what type of style of football he needs to play, what type of players that we see he needs to, in what positions that with our eye test as fans, right, can see that we need to improve on. That's all I can say, right? Whether we will get coming in, Wieser would be a good addition for the strike force. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, cool. Can I be honest with you? You know, I'm a bit different with that. I think Whistle, look, alongside he's worked with Frank, I think Whistle would be a good signing, personally, yeah? But I want better than Whistle, personally. I don't think Whistle is good enough to play for Tottenham, in my opinion.
But can we get better than him, though? Like,
no, but
I was thinking we could go to Crystal Palace before this Walton. Yeah, I was thinking before this, what is it called? Then this news about Walton and all of this, right? I was thinking we could go to Crystal Palace, and I think Mateta is a better player than Wissa, in my opinion.
But is he going to use Wissa as a striker or just a winger? That's the thing, because Wissa was a wide forward before he got moved into the middle.
I don't know. That's the thing in it. This is why ultimately Wissa, if we do get Wissa, I can agree with it, and I can just go down with it, because based on the argument of
40 million anyway, it's only 30 to 40
million.
but
I can agree with the signing based on the fact that he played with Frank before, innit?
Yeah, and I hear he wants to come to Spurs because of Frank, and I think Wissa's problem at this moment now is because he's got one year left in his contract or something like that. That's why I think we can.
I read today. Someone told me today that they don't really want to sell Mbeumo and Wissa. So do you think there'll be a problem or not? Or do you think
that's why when yesterday, right, when Newcastle put in a bid for Wissa, right?
Yeah, I think
Mbeumo at the moment, I'm not. Is there any Manchester United fans in there?
Mbeumo's done.
Right?
Mbeumo's done.
Yeah, Mbeumo deal is done at 71 or something like that, right?
They agreed a fee. He's going to sign.
Yeah. So if Mbeumo goes, I don't think Wissa will be sold.
So do you think if we offered like 50 million instead of 40, do you think that's selling or not?
Can I be honest with you? Above 40 million or above what they're asking, like, is there's no point, man. Like I'm saying in it, look, the only reason why I'm agreeing with the signing is based on the Frank relationship between his player. Yeah. But if we didn't have Frank and we were linked to Wissa, I think that's an underwhelming signing, in my opinion. You know, I would want a player like a Mateta or another like for like striker that is gonna look. I'm not saying this is gospel. if you have to choose between Vlahovic or Wissa, I'm just using these two players. I would choose Vlahovic. Yeah, personally, I would choose Vlahovic. And that's underwhelming, by the way.
But Vlahovic won't come to us because his salary demands is like 300K per week.
But what I'm trying to say, when you put players next to him and you compare and contrast, personally, I think Wissa is
but we've been realistic,
underwhelming.
right? We've been linked to Vlahovic for the past 5 years, bro, since we've been doing YouTube.
Yeah, no, Elijah, let me be honest with you. I think we can get better. I think we can get better than Wissa, personally, in my opinion. I think what makes I think what this is just my personal view. Obviously, you see players different to other people's, right? But I think we're putting value in the relationship between Frank, which is not actually looking in the scope of him as a footballer. We're adding extra credit based on it. If you just compare his footballing IQ, his footballing skill, for me, who's better, Wissa or Solanke? I'm going to still say Solanke. Who's better, Wissa or Richarlison?
Wissa is better.
Wissa is better than Richarlison in certain aspects. I think
Wissa is better than Solanke, bro. Come on.
You think so? I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
19 goals last season, bro.
I don't know, man. It's for me. I don't know, man. Maybe I just don't vibe him. I've never seen. I see the value in Mateta. I see the value in quite a lot of other players. It's just Wissa is a bit underwhelming in my opinion. But that's how I see it.
I think for me, there's not much difference between Wissa, Mateta, and Solanke because a lot of these players, I think they're of a similar level. Unless we start talking about Isak and Gokres and players like that, they're about the same level. Because let's be honest,
okay, guys,
I mean Newcastle.
Why don't we be realistic, right? What other strikers out number 9, right, in the Premier League that we can actually go for?
Oh, if we're going for Premier League, I think Mateta. You know what? If you wanna, there's another player that's better than Wissa. Not based on age profile, but I think Chris Wood is better than Wissa. You know,
Chris Wood.
Man. Chris Wood is better than Wissa. Yeah. As a striker, you know, I like my strikers to be big and actual like dominant. Like you know, like back in the day, and it's the ones that are just like physically present.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Whenever I go for a striker, and personally, maybe this is just my view of how I want to see Tottenham play. Maybe my view is clouding my judgment, but we've got too many short strikers, man. We've got too many short strikers. Even Solanke's a bit on the short side.
Elijah's quite made me laugh. I'm not gonna lie.
Go on, let's see. TJ wants big and dominant men.
Yeah, DJ is
so what?
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
So do you think? Do you think? Okay, wait.
Let's look at the top scorers from last season, right?
Salah number 1,
okay, with 28 goals. Right. Isak number 2 with 23 goals, right? Erling Haaland was 3rd, right, with 21 goals, right? Chris Wood was 4th. Okay, I think there's a whole list of 4th or something like that.
Chris Wood had a decent season. Yeah, no, Chris Wood had a decent season. He had a decent season, and you know the thing about Chris Wood as well. You know, I had him on my fantasy, and I watched quite a lot of him. In fact, I did actually watch quite a lot of him. He's physically present, you know, but the only problem is his age, isn't it? That's the only problem. But what I'm trying to say, if we're getting Wissa to replace Richarlison, right? We know Solanke's gonna stay, right? It's not about being better or not. This is about replacing Richarlison. So my opinion is, I would prefer a Mateta. I would just prefer the players, in my opinion.
But don't you think part of the reason, like Mateta, because 2 years ago, like I think there's sort of, in my opinion anyway, they got Mateta, Wissa, and Mbeumo, all these forward strikers, Chris Wood. no one will be rating them or talking about them because 2 years ago, because let's be honest, Mateta didn't start scoring until Glasner turned up. Vista really didn't cook till the last couple of
Mateta
years.
is 14. Johan Strand Larsen is 14. Who's Johan Strand Larsen?
The Wolves striker, isn't it?
That's why. That's why when Man United, I don't know if you remember this.
Look at this.
I don't know if I'll go for it, bro.
Not even one Spurs player is in there.
Yeah, and this is another reason why. This is another reason when Man United went for Cunha, and I was saying, why can't we go for Cunha? Cunha is such a underrated talent, in my opinion. He would have been really perfect at Tottenham. This is not me saying look, our squad is we need to look to improve. And for me, if we're selling Richarlison, he needs to be better than.
I think he's staying though. Apparently. So. But I think Vista's not going to be used as a striker like you think. I think it will be like a wide forward, or he might.
Yeah, why don't you look?
Or
why don't you look for someone that is a wide forward then?
No. What I think might happen is because obviously he used him as a wide forward, and then he used him with Mbeumo. I think this is just my theory. Right? Obviously, I'm probably wrong. I think he'll play like sometimes a 3-5-2, 3-5-3-4-3, sometimes a 4-2-3-1. But when he plays a 3-5-2, I don't think he'll play two like out and out strikers. Like I don't think we'll see Charleston with Solanke, for example, together. It'll be something like Solanke with Johnson, or Solanke with Kudus, or even like Vista with Solanke, or Vista with Richarlison. Like it'll be that kind of style. I think if he plays a 3-5-2, I don't think the other striker will be like an actual striker. Because if you look at how he used Mbeumo and Vista, he used them together. They weren't really strikers; they were kind of forwards, and he just converted them. That's why I think he'll use Vista. I don't treat Vista as a winger. I don't think he's a winger, and I don't think he's a striker either. I think he's kind of in between. That makes sense.
So why don't we look at the championship? Why don't we look down the championship and see who's their top scorers there, right?
We could get a young and up and coming one if anything, can it? But I think this is a good age. He's got the age on him, right? I think he's around 28, right?
Something like that.
28, 29.
28. Again,
he's got
I think we could get way better, though, to be honest with you.
He's got a year
I think we could get way better.
Yeah.
But then again, you look at the pricing as well, and I'm not going to say we're probably going for the cheaper option, but look at the pricing there.
We've got money now. We ain't going to go for the cheaper option, right?
We're going for this
clearly
because Frank wants him, basically. Yeah, I think we're going for this because Frank wants him. Yeah.
If Frank wanted him, then fair enough, fair play, innit? But I would have said we could have gone better.
Good from Charlton is good. Charlton.
I don't know anything about them players. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But like with Vista, for me, I actually preferred him to Mbeumo, but that's just my preference of him as a style of a player. But
wait, you would have preferred Mbeumo over Wissa or Wissa over Mbeumo?
No, Wissa, based on just personal preference and types of players they are. This is
you're smoking, brother. You're smoking. I would have preferred Mbeumo. If we could have got Mbeumo, I would have preferred Mbeumo.
I think they wanted both.
He wants Manchester United. That's why he's going there. That's why, right? So
we wanted both. I don't think we wanted just one of them. There was a link when we also got Frank that he wanted both of them. I'm really disappointed to get Norgard because Norgard's going Arsenal. He's probably not going to play that much, and he was Frank's captain, and we needed a number 6. He went for 15 million. Like that would have solved our 6 problem.
Is Thomas still at Brighton?
Yeah, he's still at Brighton. But I think Bayern Munich.
Isn't he a wide? Isn't he a wide forward? Can't he play playing a wide forward? That's as you were saying, wide forward. I think Matoma for the fan. You know what, the fans to come to Tottenham Stadium. Isn't that more of a Levy signing? Matoma.
Oh, I would love Mitoma, right?
Mitoma, you know what I'm talking about. I think Mitoma would be better than Vissa.
Mitoma would be the perfect replacement for Son.
100%. 100%. That's mate, Eugene, you got it spot on, mate. 100%.
Yeah. I listen. If you could go for Mitoma instead of Vissa, I think he would have been. That's a better signing.
Is Vissa a left side player, or right side player? That's not a question.
Left. I mean, they can play either.
Left.
Well, this is more left.
Yeah, I know.
What?
I know.
So we
Well,
know we're
there's
going to
no
line
problem,
it with, so we know we're going to line up with Wissa, Solanke, and obviously either Ivor or Kudos or Johnson, right? But this is my, if we could have got Matoma, I think Matoma is could be a better sign. It just come to my head, to be honest with you. That's why I mentioned him. And I didn't
And
see
we
no
were linked
links
to
to
the
him.
Brighton player. I don't know who it is. Like they haven't said it yet.
Belieber, I believe it's Belieber, because if we're looking for a DM, it's either Walton or there's other options. And I think Belieber is the age profile.
Yeah,
It could be a good choice. Yeah.
How much are we going for if let's say it's the Belieber? Is it going to be a range of
Belieber
30?
is going to cost around 70 to 80 million, I believe.
Not bad.
Yeah. I believe that's just my belief in it. Because if look, put it like this: if Walton, what we're saying is 80 to 100, Belieber could be 70 to 80, man. It's what you need to also understand. The price is based on how much value they bring to their club.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not about being a better player if you're a monster. No, it's nothing to do with that. If you have so much value, this is why look at Morgan Gibbs White. They're upset that it's such a low fee.
My honestly,
They want-
TJ, like my dad loves Gibbs White. Like I know Brian Daigle loves Gibbs White a lot, but my dad, as soon as he heard about the transfer, because we have like a football chat in it on WhatsApp, just my family one, all the guys in it basically. It's me and my two brothers and my dad. As soon as I put it in there, he was like raving about it, saying Gibbs White, would be an amazing signing. You know, he really rates him. I was really surprised, but like. The thing with Gibbs White is he can turn into anything, I think. Like, he can become anything.
Yeah, Brian Daigle's not his dad. Yeah, we all know Brian. Brian is.
We're not even from the same. Anyway, but
another question: Do you think Richarlison could be a good option the next year if we don't sell him?
Yeah, I think as a backup striker, and also he can play wide and he can play in the 2 and the 3. Like, I'm not saying he's the best player. I thought he was our best player in the final, but that's just one game. But I think he can do a job. I mean, he's not going to leave. Elijah said he's probably not going to leave. So I think he's going to be our backup striker for the next season again.
The thing with Richarlison is that if he is fit enough, then maybe he has a chance to prove himself. But every season he comes in, right, he will break something and he'll be sidelined for the next 6 months, and it's just a waste of time and money. Yes, we've been seeing it for too long, so we just have to let him go. You understand? If someone comes in with a decent 20-30 million offer, right, let him go. You get what I'm saying? Let him go.
If you let him go, you need to bring in a striker.
Yeah,
but definitely. No, I agree. If the offer is decent, this is my only selling compass. The offer has to be decent, in my opinion. Otherwise, we might be in a big problem with replacing. Or the news is maybe that he is leaving and Wiss is coming in. I think that's an upgrade. If we're comparing both players, I think that's an upgrade.
Yeah, if he sees this as a striker, I'll just speculate him. I don't know because I'm not in the change. So.
Hold on, someone's calling me.
Okay.
And you're naked. Guys, don't forget, right? Please subscribe to Hasper TV, Spurs Vision TV, and of course Into Spurs, right? And of course to Too Much of E, right? Elijah's in the chats, but he's not joining us live here. Right? Let me call him out, right? You better join Elijah unless you're naked like TJ. We don't mind.
No, I think Elijah. Anyway, so Elijah, I don't know. Wait till you come back. But Manny asked a question earlier in the stream. It's probably our last topic, to be honest. But I don't know how much there is left to talk about. To be honest, there's not much going on. But
yeah,
we're gonna ask the question, and I've got 2 names we were linked with for centre half. Do you think Romero is going? Do you think he's staying, Eugene? And also, can we afford to sell Romero if we don't have a replacement?
At this moment in time, right, it's not the same whether they can afford or not afford, right? If someone comes in with a good price, we should let him go. You get what I'm saying? And because since we have Frank, right? Frank is a new manager. I don't know. Beginning from the last season, even before the ending of last season, right? There's rumors that Atletico Madrid wants him, right? And you know all the things that's been said and done now, and then all of a sudden there's a rumor coming out that he's willing to extend his stay, sign a new contract, blah blah blah, right? Maybe he wants to give a chance to work with Frank. You get him saying, but Romero, to me, I wouldn't mind if we get a good price for him. He can go to, because he's also another injury-prone player. We don't see him for like 1/3 or 2/3, 1/3 of the season. Most of all the seasons he's been around, you know. And the worst part is that I don't like him always being injured. And when the international friendlies or qualifiers come around, he's up and running again. You get what I'm saying? So that's one thing I don't like, right? So whether
I agree with you. I'm not gonna lie. I agree.
whether Romero wants to be here at Spurs is one thing. Like I said, the most important thing, right, for a player is that they want to be here at Spurs. That's the most important thing, right? Yeah. Yeah, big money, 75. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for too, right? Yeah. That's what I hope
But
we
for
can
me,
get.
with Romero, right? I'm with you. If he wants to go, let him go. But at the same time, I think it will destabilize our defense a bit if we let him go. And it's Frank's first season, so I don't know. I'm kind of in two minds about it.
Hans, to tell the truth, right? Why would it destabilize the defense? Number one, we don't even know what kind of defense, right? Frank is going to play. Whether it's going to play 3 at the back, whether it's going to play 4 at the back, we still don't know yet. You get what I'm saying? So the destabilizing thing and all that, right? They will have time to get used to it and get to it. Elias Zebani, isn't he the Bournemouth guy?
Yeah, because we were linked with De Winter and Zabani. These are the two centre halves.
Yeah.
So this is the one that's the strongest one. Yeah, link, I think.
And even Zebani, isn't Zebani already been linked to another club? Was he another bigger club, right? That wants him?
Was it Man United?
Yeah. No, I think overseas or something like that. Was it Real Madrid or one of the bigger Italian teams and all that? But
a quick one. What's his name? Oh, what's his name? PSG striker. What's his name?
Moani.
Is that who you guys are talking about? Yeah. And
no.
And
you're talking about defenders.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no. Why PSG striker? He was on loan at Juventus.
Yep.
Yeah. Obviously, Juventus want to make him from Fabrizio Romano permanent, but they don't have enough money. Could that be a potential option for us to hijack?
That's it. The transfer window is still open. It's a long way to go, right? Because now it's just the 19th of July. We have another 40 days before the window closed. That's what I'm saying. At this moment in time, a lot of things we're all talking about is speculation and this we hope and we think and we are this and we are that, right? And let's see how it pans out. Because to me, being a Spurs fan, usually my excitement will usually come in the last 3 days before the transfer window closes. That's when usually we do our business. Our best.
So
business,
TJ,
right?
you missed it. Do you think Romero? Do you think Romero going, staying? Like, obviously, Manny asked this question before we start talking about replacements.
No, you know what? I think.
Romero. Yeah.
I think he's staying because if he was going this, because it's clear that Atletico doesn't have the funds that Levy wants in it. Like the valuation of what Tottenham wants for him and what Atletico Madrid wants for him is so far apart. I mean, in fact, I'm even surprised that a team like Liverpool that the rumors are that Canate is linked to Real Madrid have take it with a princess. So I'm surprised that a team like Liverpool haven't even come in and given us because I think even Romero's not a bad player. He is he has his flaws, and we know all players have their flaws in it. But he's not a bad player. I would assume that Liverpool would have, maybe they have. I don't know, to be honest with you. But I'm a bit not overwhelmed, but in terms of he stays, cool, benefits us. He leaves. I hope we do replace him with quality.
I'm going to
No,
speculate
no,
something. If Sonny
no.
leaves, who's next in line to be captain?
This is okay.
Probably
Cool.
Romero.
See now, if Romero's going, it could be Madison.
Yeah, you still got Madison there, right? You got Vicario there, you got Madison there.
Yeah, it could be Madison. It could be Vicario. It could be someone like a Bentancur maybe, or a
Maybe.
still here.
Kulusevski. I think Kulusevski would be a better captain in my opinion, but
Decky is the captain of Sweden, right? So
yeah,
Yeah.
so the captaincy is not really a big thing, to be honest with you. But for me, if Romero is leaving, I don't want us to buy a youngster. I want us to buy a ready-made player. In fact,
100%.
I would want us to go for, and in my opinion, only based on this is based on proven. In my opinion, go for the gay. Go for the gay.
we can't go for Gehi. Gehi has already been tracked by how many teams? Yeah.
Put the money down. Put the money down. If the deal's not over, put the money down. Overbid. On a serious note, innit, you know.
DJ, I put it in this scenario for you, right? If you
Go
were
for it.
Guehi, right? Would you go to Spurs or go to Liverpool?
I would obviously go to Liverpool. It's
Yeah, so-
true, fair, right? However,
There you go.
this is where we need to start breaking our wage structure. Like right now, in my opinion, players will only turn their eye if they're getting paid more, right? So to convince the player, look, let's just say he's on what? Let's estimate. He's probably on going to Liverpool. If I don't know if it's confirmed, but if he's going to Liverpool, probably on 150,000 a week, right? Now, why can't we offer 200 to 250,000?
You mean Guehi going to Liverpool on 150? I don't think so. If Guehi goes to Liverpool, I'm seeing he's at least 200K a week.
No, we're talking about captain,
Okay, cool.
mate.
So, okay, if it's 200K a week, why can't we offer 250? Why can't we offer 300? We have all of these
Because
concepts.
we don't do that.
We have all
TJ,
of these
I've heard that
concepts.
there's been even more concerts in August or something. I was really
There is 100%, innit? But this is my point. Why can't we offer bigger wages? That will turn a player's eye. Like generally, for me, I think 150 to 200 is fair for Gay. But even if we have to prove. Look, he's not gonna come. If you're gonna say, look, we put the money down for him, yeah. The money's all down with Crystal Palace. We confirmed with Crystal Palace. Now he has to choose either Liverpool or Tottenham. The only way he might choose, this is a might, is if we're offering him more money.
Now, the only way, right, he will come to Spurs, right, if we offer him more money, plus
and
he's
guaranteed
play time because he doesn't have to compete with Van Dijk or Konate.
But that's my point. If we're selling Romero, we are already going to guarantee him game time. We are already going to say, listen, we want to line up with you.
If, yeah, it's all about the if, yeah.
I was just speculating because we link with centre backs, so
yeah,
yeah.
But obviously, we have got a friendly tomorrow against Reading. I'll start with you, Jim, before TJ speaks. What are you expecting tomorrow's game?
To tell the truth, guys, I'll be doing a watch along for the Reading game tomorrow.
Go tune into Spurs Racing TV.
Yeah, I'll be doing it. Hopefully, I'll get Guy to come on live from the stadium. Are we playing at home or away?
I think it's away. Hold on, let me check.
Yeah,
it's home. It's home. I worked this morning. Yeah, I believe it's home.
The answer. I didn't even need to know. Yeah.
Well, unless there's another event at Tottenham Stadium, I believe it's home.
No, Guy says away. Yeah.
So there's a concert going on at Tottenham then.
Yeah, concerts going on in Tottenham.
He's saying home. JJ's saying home.
No.
Home.
JJ's home. Guy says it's not home because he's waiting for it.
If it's not home, innit, something's going on in the stadium then.
Another event.
because I just worked this morning to flip the
Yeah.
sign.
Oh yeah,
Because that guy is going to the friendly tomorrow, so he knows it. So it's
Reading's a nice area.
Reading.
Actually. I've been there before.
Yeah,
It's a nice
it's
area.
at Reading. So
Yeah.
now, guys, to tell the truth, right? I've got no expectations at the moment because I just want to see how Frank lines up. What is this? Because I don't think most of our yeah. So I don't think most of our players are back yet because I haven't even seen Sonny in training yet. So I guess it's just to see what players that he has available to put out tomorrow because it's a friendly. Friendly usually you will see like 20, 30 players being turned around, change and all that. Yeah. So not much expectations. Just I want to see what kind of tactics Frank will be putting out, what kind of formation Frank will be there, right? So yeah, and yeah, guy, oh, you're so Spurs fan.
You know, I was just reading the comments in it.
I've got to be honest,
sorry,
like guys watch. I don't really like. I don't really watch friendly games. To be honest, like I used to when I was a kid because I had more time on my hands. And I've got
but Harry, this friendly game, right? You know why? No, you know why? This friendly game, right, has brought a bit of excitement back to the Spurs fans because Frank is new. Yes, we are all excited to see. It's like a shiny new toy. We want to see what Frank is going to put out there, what kind of formations he's going to play, what kind of lineups is coming up, and all that. So that's all I'm hoping to see.
In general, I'm not against people watching friendlies. I'm just saying. I can't watch tomorrow anyway. I'm out for someone's birthday, but I generally won't go out my way to watch a friendly unless it's maybe on TV or something.
Oh, you mean? Okay. You mean
at the game? I have competitive football. So I don't
know. You know why I decide to watch friendlies? I decide to watch friendly to see how our youth are developing. So you see, we've got Ashley Phillips in this world, and you've got the Dorringtons. I think Dorrington's leaving as well soon, innit? But you've got all of these youth. You got the Mikey Moores. You got all of these players in it. To see what their level is, even up to the Dane Scarlets of the world, and all of these players, or whatever you think yourself. I like to see if they're close to the first team or so far away from it, And for me, you will tell look, based on what Frank wants to do, that's another thing. Because for me, I think friendlies and even these friendlies don't make no difference because you don't really see it in a competitive structure, right? Win, lose, draw doesn't matter, right? Obviously, as a Spurs fan, you want to win, innit, right? You don't want to watch something and lose. But even if we was to lose, innit, it's not really a big deal. More or less, this is how I want to see what the individual talents out there, even the Mona Solomon, these friendlies might be able to give other teams a good look at these players, be like, oh, cool, look, I was doubting spending 15 million on this player. Now I'm going to spend 15 million.
Maybe. And basically, we showcase Solomon. Say Solomon does well in the friendly tomorrow, just by theory. Then it means some club might buy him, basically. I guess.
True. Or they might think they might do the thing where, oh, we don't need Wissa, or we don't need this player. You know what I'm talking about? Vice versa. You do have. That's why you have a squad. That's why you have youth. You want to look as much as we want a fresh new shiny toy. A bit of me says there are young and up and coming players, whether they're good enough or not. If we do sign another player, it's blocking players like Mikey Moore from succeeding. It's blocking players that has a chance of developing. Look, where is Mikey Moore going to be on the pecking order? You see my point?
But we've got Solomon, Odebert, Son still. There's so many options on the left.
Exactly. Humin, what's his name? Not Humin Jack. You know that Korean.
He's right winger. I think he's a right
winger. Yeah. Look, if we bring in another attacking player, where do we see these guys on the pecking order? This is another issue. This is my another issue. So this is why preseason friendlies and all of this is so important to just see the quality, see what is out there. you know, as fans, innit, we don't get to see all these players play in it, and then when you do see it, you be like, interesting. Even maybe if we don't get the 9-0, even if you're not, if you're confident in Wissa, imagine like nobody's saying they've signed Wissa, but let's just say we're not confident in Wissa, yeah, and then our players are not really good. Then you're gonna be like, yeah, we definitely need another player. Vice versa, if they perform well, you're gonna be like, interesting. Maybe we can spend that money elsewhere. We can spend that money on a centre back just in case Romero goes. And the more money we have to spend on that centre back, the more it could be either a like for like or a better option over Romero. Because remember, we're always trying to improve on the squad. So let's just say we was to sell Romero. Who knows? What, a Bastoni of a world? I don't know, man. Again, it depends on.
I think what you said is a great choice. But I don't know. He's going to go Liverpool. I don't know who you can get. We'd have to look around, really. And also, the thing with the Romero thing is, if we're going to sign a replacement, I think we have to let him go earlier in the window. Like, because if you let him go late, who are we going to bring in? I don't know. I think it's an issue.
Oh, it's also good. It's good timing to see that young 17, 18-year-old what's his name? The centre back we signed. We sent him on loan.
Vuskovic.
Ashley Phillips, you know, Dorrington. We can see the levels of how they have been performing. And maybe, I'm not saying this, innit? But I'm not saying it's gospel. Even the young Japanese centre back that we've just signed. Maybe we're like,
look at him too.
Yeah, maybe we might be like, if we get rid of Romero, we've got adequate players there. I'm not saying that these players are going to be like world beaters. We don't know. Again, I've not seen this Japanese guy play before. I haven't really seen Ashley Phillips play for a very long time. I haven't seen Dorrington play for a very long time.
That's true.
It's about judging the squad in pre-season and seeing where the levels are. If the levels are far from what we need, then we have to obviously think about buying.
100%.
That's fair. Yep, I understand. Yep. But score prediction, guys. Yay, 6-0 Spurs.
I think it'll be 3-1 to Tottenham, probably.
Yeah. But guys,
anyway,
right?
you're streaming it live, Eugene. What time is the game? Just so we can let people know.
I'll be doing my watch along. That means it'll be UK time about 2:50 p.m. because the game is at 3 p.m. Right? So then for Malaysian time it's about 9:50 p.m. Malaysian time. So I'll be doing watch along. And any guys who want to hop on, let me know. Right? Guy will be streaming from the stadium for me. Right? Getting some glimpse of what's happening and the Spurs fans and all that. And let's see how that goes from there, right? And we'll most probably have a halftime chat, and with Guy at the stadium, and maybe he'll get some live goal. I'm not sure where Guy will be sitting. Right, where will he be? Right up front.
Live goals? You mean live goals?
Yeah, get live goals right from Guy's camera. Yeah, but guys, don't forget, right, guys, please subscribe to Spurs Version TV, Spurs TV into Spurs, right? And let's hope that
anything coming up?
Will show us what we already have.
Do I have anything coming up? Not as right now, to be honest with you. I'm just
TJ's naked. He's got something coming up.
Right. I'm just waiting for.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry, say that again?
No, don't worry. He was just joking about something.
You want me to repeat that?
Yeah, go for it. I can't remember what you said.
No, I said TJ's naked. Of course, he's got something coming up.
Yeah, no, you know what, isn't it? I'm just waiting for the season to start. To make my judgment of what next I'm gonna be doing. I've been doing like shows with like quite a lot, Nigel. Quite a lot of other people. And here and there, like I prefer to be a guest and release my own content. To be honest with you,
I've been on a few shows as well. So big up to Nigel Piocois and Cookies.
In fact, we might have something. We might have something. Me and you has on the cards,
but we can't say anything yet. Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. Have you messaged?
Not yet, because
Okay.
stuff. Yeah. But I will message them both in it. So anyway, we're not gonna say anything yet. But okay, we might have something next season.
All right, let's see what's that all about. All right, yeah. I'll let me know in the back room.
Yeah. Once we
Yeah,
so,
no.
I guess
We just need to. We need to find we need to know the logistics of everything. Innit?
Yeah.
That's the only problem in it. Like, that's just the drawing part of it. And if the thing is as well, if it's directly on the same whatever, innit? Let's talk about
Same
it.
vibe.
Yeah.
All right, guys, don't forget, right? Subscribe to all the channels, right? Because if not, in a second, Harry's got a date coming up. That's why he's gonna rush off.
Not really, actually. But anyway. All right,
guys, go find Harry a date. Go find Harry a date. Leave you out.
I'm not box office. I'm not box office.
Leave you out.